Hi everybody, this is my first time doing a YouTube video. But as I did some investigating into getting the K-1 visa for my fiance, I ran into some difficulties. Some of the information they put out there is not complete. A few things were missing, and these are the things that get your form kicked back. So I'm just, today's the day. I've put over, don't be scared by this, I've put over 60 hours because I'm an overachiever, or I'm like really focused on getting everything correct the first time. So anyways, this is, and it looks like a lot, it's not. Don't be scared by this. You guys can absolutely do this by yourself. All of the forms that you're going to need to do this K-1 visa, you can get it right on the government website. For every form they have instructions on how to actually fill those forms out. Now, if you take those forms and you go step by step, you're golden. If I can do it, anyone can do it, okay? So in here, I'll go through this step by step of what I put in. Hopefully it won't be real long. The first thing that I have is the G145 or 1145. That's your e-notification. And what that is it gives them your phone number and your email address to let you know, hey, we've accepted it, and everything is going to be notified as the progress goes on. So as your application is being processed, every time there's the next step made with it, they'll notify you, whether that be through a text message or email. Next is the actual application itself. That's the form I-129F. It's the application for your alien fiance. This is the one that you want to get correct. Now, it is 13 pages. A lot of it is just your name, your birthday, her name, her birthday, or his name, whatever the case may be. Parent information, previous spouse information, city you were born in, date of birth, all of the stuff that is just what we would consider basic information about an individual. It's going to be a little bit difficult perhaps if you don't have a real solid relationship with this person that you've built over a period of time, and one that you're real familiar already with all of their biographical information. Next on the application are the letters of intent. Okay, the letters of intent are nothing more than you're saying, I am so-and-so, and I fully intend to marry within 90 days when X comes here on the K visa. You can look up the information. I put, my name, do hereby state that I'm legally able and willing to marry X and intend to do so within 90 days of her arrival into the United States using the K-1 visa, and then sign my name. That's all it is. It's just a letter of intent of what that you intend once they arrive within that 90-day time frame to actually marry them. She also has one. Next is the G325 Department of Homeland Security bio information. It's a little bit of redundancy with the application because it's pretty much all the same information. Only on this, you're going to have a passport style photo that you have to attach to it. And in mine, I've included mine and hers as well. The next was the I-134 affidavit of support. Again, every one of these applications, every one of these forms is on the USCIS website, and the instructions for every one of them, step by step, on how to fill them out. None of it is difficult. You do not need an attorney. If you can go to IKEA and buy something in a box that requires you to follow the steps to put it together, you can do this K-1 visa. USCIS has gone, they've gone to extended, I don't know what I want to say. They've made sure that people have this stuff available in layman terms. So when you get it, one is not going to be some type of sentence conformed that only or formed only that an attorney can understand it. It's going to be something that your everyday Joe can read, understand, and follow the instructions. So the affidavit of support is just showing that who you are, where you work, how much you make a year, what you may have paid in taxes, that information. Again, it's 8 pages. It's not difficult. None of this is difficult. It's a long, arduous process, but it's not difficult, and no, you don't need an attorney. The next thing they need are the employment description and your yearly earnings history. They want your employment description to come from your employer so that it's on some type of letterhead, and that's coming right from USCIS that they want that letterhead, whether it be a government job or what. They want that letterhead from your employer stating, and as far as the yearly earnings history, that can be covered with your tax filings. Next is your earnings statement, investment statement, and banking information with 2 copies. Don't forget the 2 copies. A lot of people that I've seen put the videos out and they give the information, but they didn't say 2 copies. And as I went into USCIS's information and followed the instructions, it clearly says that they want 2 copies of each. So if you got 2 banks, 4 copies, 2 from each bank. And it needs to be, I mean, it's very simple. Go into your bank, talk to administration inside there and tell them what you need. It's going to be 3 things. It's going to be how long you're a member, when you open the account, what your current balance is. It's simple. And both of my banks had the information in 15 minutes and had it all typed up on their letterhead for me, so that was really convenient. And so I also added my earnings statement, 2 copies, 2 copies. Next, birth certificate. It has to be a copy of an original or a copy of a certified birth certificate. Now, apparently, they don't want original copies sent into them. Unless they request them, they want copies of originals or copies of certified documents. And so I added mine and hers. Now and hers, just to cover, because I wasn't sure if they wanted hers or not, so I added it anyways. Now here's the thing. The woman I'm marrying is from Thailand. And so we actually took her birth certificate and took it into a translator and had that translated and had it all stamped with certified translation services. That way, any certificates or copies of certificates that we gave to USCIS had the translation in it. And if you read the instructions on USCIS website, they specifically say that anything that's in a foreign language, it needs to have the translation done. So don't miss that part. That is the part that's going to hang you up and take you a little bit of time, like a birth certificate or a divorce decree. You actually have to have those. Like, she was married, so we had to have her divorce decree sent to her, an original copy. And then we had to take them to a translator and get a certified translation of it done. Now I have the certified translations, and they have these, pull it up. They have these cool little stamps on both sides. And I'll send the copies of this in. I won't send the originals. But later on, should they ask for the originals, I have them readily available to send to them. Next. Judgment of divorce. If you've been married previously, you're going to need to send in a copy of your divorce. If she's been married, or him, I'm just speaking in terms of the other person. If she's been married before, then she's going to have to send a copy to you of her divorce. And if it's in a different language, again, you're going to have it translated and certified, and then send those copies to USCIS. Now, this is the easier part here. And I got my little jerry rig set up so it won't tip. Proof of meeting the person in the last 2 years. So I put in quite a few pictures, boarding passes, emails, of our email confirmations of our boarding passes, just to show that we had indeed met previously, and you can see boarding passes, things of that nature. Also, they're going to need just a brief synopsis of how you met, your relationship with that person. And I just went through how we met. Yes, we met through a dating website. Look, if that's how you met somebody, that's just how things are now. You're less likely to meet somebody in church. You're less likely to meet somebody in a bar that you're actually going to have a long-term relationship with. So they understand that a lot of relationships today are stemming from either social media, dating networks, chat rooms, things like that. The computers opened up a whole nother process for people to meet one another now, and a lot of it with great success. Next are your photos. Sorry guys, like I said, this is my first time, and you really got to bear with me. I am not a professional by any stretch of the imagination doing this. Okay, so next are the photos and screenshots of calls from WhatsApp, Line, and Facebook. If you have an ongoing relationship with this person and you're trying to get the K-1 visa from, you know that if they're anywhere out of country, you're using Line, WhatsApp, and Facebook to stay in touch. Anything else is going to cost you a fortune. So screenshots, random screenshots over and over of those times that you spent with them talking on the phone, call logs. I use the WhatsApp call logs, the Line call logs, Facebook Messenger screenshots. And we did, our conversations, not every day, but we had these random times when we would just screenshot the two of us talking together, and we had those to add to the application. And you can see a lot of these. It's my daughter actually helped me print those. And a very important part is copy of the applicant's passport. I'm the applicant. I'm a United States citizen. I'm applying for her to come here. So when they refer to applicant in the application, bio information, everything that they ask you, the applicant is you, the United States citizen that's actually applying for all of this. And you guys, that's it. Everything that I just showed you, the forms can be found and downloaded, PDF file, or however you want to download them, on USCIS.gov website. All the instructions for everything they require is on that site as well. It's a long process, but it can be done. If you can open up an IKEA box, you can do this. You don't need a lawyer. Today's the day. Today's the day that I actually send the application in. We waited and waited for confirmation because we originally applied for a visitor's visa that was denied, and they asked for what was called an A number. Now on that A number, the A number is only issued if a visa was issued. So if they've had a prior visa to the United States, there is an existing A number, and you're going to need that A number for three things: for the application, for the bio information, and what was the other one? And the affidavit of support. You're going to need it for the three things. They're going to need that A number. If they haven't received a U.S. visa before that, you're not going to need the A number. And that's what held me up actually for almost 3 weeks, waiting for them to respond to an email telling me that no, there indeed was not one listed. Another thing quick that most people on these videos haven't covered is when you put the binder together, like I did, it's not necessary, but I like things organized. They don't want the tabs on the side of the book. They want them at the bottom. And that's actually per the USCIS. Now, that USCIS has extra pages on stuff regarding the specific application that you're filing. And when you go to look up the information, look up everything on whatever application you're filing. So as I went deeper into it, I found out that the videos that I'd seen previously posted on YouTube, they all had their tabs on the side, and it says specifically on the USCIS not to put them on the side. Now, I don't know if that's going to affect your application at all. I just know that's what they are asking for, and I want it to make it through the first time without asking for additional information, because if anything holds you up asking for additional information, it could be a month or two before you have your application actually filed. So that's the end of it. Listen, this is my first video for YouTube. If you guys have anything as far as questions and stuff, just ask them down at the bottom, and I'll try to answer them as we go. Today's the actual day of my submission of this. This is life-changing for me. You guys, take care. Good luck. You can do it. Don't be scared. Follow the directions. You'll be golden. See ya.